What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be looking at a video from Chantel Simone. And this video is about how TikTokers are whining and complaining about the fact that a lot of them are not going to be able to be on Section 8. Look at this.
You guys, my landlord just showed up to our house, our trailer, okay, and told me that we have 24 hours to move. 24 hours, not even 24 hours. She's giving me till 4 o'clock tomorrow to be out. Me and my 6 kids, because Section 8 didn't pay our rent this month. And then when she went to go look back, because they didn't pay this last month, she realized they haven't paid in 3 months. And you're just now telling me? Just now. She doesn't even have an eviction on paper. She's threatening to turn off the utilities if we're not gone by tomorrow. Where the hell am I going to go with 6 kids? Where? Because anywhere I go, I'm going to need first and last month's rent. And then she expects me to come up with almost $4,000 in back rent because Section 8 decided they weren't going to pay my rent. This is bullshit. What kind of rights do I have? She can't do this to us. Where are we going?
What am I gonna do? I told y'all before, and TikTok fact checked me and say I was lying about President Trump said he was gonna stop the food stamps. What am I gonna do? I told y'all they was gonna stop Section 8. I told y'all they was gonna stop Section 8, housing, food stamps. What am I gonna do? I ain't gonna have my Section 8. I ain't gonna have my food stamps. What am I gonna do, y'all? And TikTok fact checked me and said I was lying, and I told y'all they was gonna cut the food stamps off.
Here's what you do, ma'am. You get a fucking job. That's what you do. You get your ass up and go get a job.
What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna have my food stamps. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna be able to get my $0 I get a month in my food stamps.
I'm so sorry that you lost your food stamps. But you know what you need to get your ass up and do? You need to go get a job. You know what that means? It's a job.
What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna be able to get my $0 that I get a month in food stamps. What am I gonna do?
With Trump making all these cuts, I told my cousin the other day, I said, yo, watch how friendly these females gonna start being toward men again. Because basically, what Trump did was basically take EBT, your child ain't 6 and under, you ain't getting no food stamps. All the welfare recipients, all these females out here claiming that they independent and all that. Oh, just watch. Give it 6 months to a year. And I'm not talking about the actual females who really independent, who really get off their butt and really go work and really go pay their bills and do what they supposed to do. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the welfare recipients relying on government assistance and all that, talking about they independent. Watch, men, how everything changed in 6 months to a year, because now they're going to need help. You know, these welfare recipients can't pay them bills. They not even responsible enough to pay their bills. They bills backed up, $3,000, $5,000. There's going to be a lot of homeless females out here with kids. Mark my words.
This lady is getting kicked off Section 8. She got 6 kids, and she has to pay $1,100 in a day. I guess she ain't worked a job in like 13 years, and she said she's not going to go work a job, but she has 6 kids, and she was on Section 8, and her landlord came and told her, like, hey, by the 1st, you need to come up with $1,100 because they're no longer covering your Section 8. $1,100 by the next day is insane. But also saying that you will never go back to work again is even more crazy, because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to do what I got to do for my family. I feel like it gets to a point. I feel like at that point, you're kind of abusing the whole purpose of Section 8. I feel like it's a temporary thing, not a permanent thing. And the fact that she was on there for 13 years is just like, Okay. Granted, 6 kids is a lot. But within those 13 years, there should have been some type of plan or some type of end game to like getting your life back on track. You know what I mean? I don't want to judge anybody's situation because I know things happen, stuff happens, but 13 years and then to turn around and say, I'm not going to ever work a job is like, okay. Because I don't even have kids and I can't get on Section 8 and I can't get food stamps and I can't get all of these assistance things, but I work every single day, day in and day out. So it's just kind of like, to just see somebody get on this app and be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna ever work, like, it's kind of a slap in the face.
To me, it's just people don't want to damn work. People don't want to work. And let's be honest here. It's mainly women that we're seeing complain about this shit that don't want to work. I mean, granted, you got all this shit going on. You got people you got women, you got jobs, letting go of people. You got all this different stuff. But let's face the fact. You are an adult. You are an adult. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you are an adult. So regardless of how you feel about it, you're an adult. You got to go out there and work. You got to make some money for yourself. Because let's face it, nobody's going to take care of you and your kids.
Hey guys, yes, it's true that the White House is proposing to eliminate the Section 8 voucher program. And what they want to do is basically put a time limit, which is a 2-year time limit on all able-bodied citizens. So if you're able-bodied, meaning that you're not a veteran, you're not disabled, you're not elderly. If you're able-bodied and can work, and you're going to have a 2-year time. That's what they're proposing, a 2-year time limit, and that's normal in Section 8. So with that being said, you're probably saying, okay, Alicia, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you what I've been stating for the last few months. You go back and look at some of my videos. I've been talking about the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. If you do not have a job, if you do not have a trade, if you do not have anything, sign up for that program. Call your Section 8 office and talk to your Family Self-Sufficiency. Get in that program. Get you some kind of certificate. Whatever you like to do, whatever your passion is, turn your passion into your purpose. Come up with some funds.
What am I going to do? I told y'all before, and TikTok fact checked me and say I was lying about President Trump said he was going to stop the food stamps. What am I going to do? I told y'all they was going to stop Section 8. I told y'all they was going to stop Section 8, housing, food stamps. What am I going to do? I ain't going to have my Section 8. I ain't going to have my food stamps. What am I going to do, y'all? And TikTok fact checked me and said I was lying, and I told y'all they was going to cut the food stamps off. What am I going to do? I'm not going to have my food stamps. What am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to get my $0 I get a month in my food stamps. What am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to get my $0 that I get a month in food stamps. What am I going to do?
So, Section 8 housing is on the chopping block. So, in order for Donald Trump to get no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security passed in his tax cut plan, he is proposing to cut $26.7 billion out of Section 8 housing. Now, to go along with that, he's saying that he wants to put a 2-year cap on the benefits that somebody could receive from Section 8 housing if they don't have a disability, which means basically you have 2 years if you able-bodied to get your stuff together. And I think that's more than fair. Why? Because this program was meant to give you a hand up, not for you to ride it till you die, right? So now a lot of people go be in very peculiar situations because they made Section 8 housing a lifestyle, right? And my thing is, I'm one of the hardworking Americans, and it got millions of other hardworking Americans out there that we are tired of going to work, paying to a system for somebody else to sit on their ass. I'm going to say it again. We tired of going to work, paying into a system so that system could pay somebody else to sit on their ass. Those days are over.
I personally don't agree with a lot of things Trump is saying, but this one specific thing makes sense to me. To all the people that's on Section 8, he is giving y'all 2 years to get on your feet. Trump said stop being dependent and become independent. I agree. I'm not no hating ass bitch. I'm not knocking nobody's situation. But if you really think about it, Section 8 is only to assist you to get on your feet. Section 8 is a stepping stone to get you on your feet. Section 8 is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Government.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Now, I understand a lot of people are upset about Trump taking away Section 8 or justifying that he's going to be switching Section 8 up. Now, I understand that you as an American have the right to government assistance. You have the right to. As an American citizen, not as an illegal migrant, but as an American citizen, you have the right to government assistance if you need it. But like the brother said, a lot of people make Section 8 a lifestyle. A lot of people use Section 8 as a form of payment. A lot of these different people have all of these different kids so they can keep child support coming in and so that they can keep Section 8. That's the reason why you have so many women with multiple, and I mean multiple, 6+ kids on Section 8. It have $3,000 in food stamps. That's the reason why, because they keep popping out kids. They have enough time in the day to work, but they refuse to work. So they use that time to lay on their back and have all these different men come in and have relations with them and pop out all of these different kids. And they get more money as a reward for having all of these different kids, which is insane to me. You as an adult should have the will to go get your ass up and make something of yourself. Not be a baby making machine, as a lot of women don't want to be called, but be an actual contributing member to society. But here's the problem. They've used Section 8 for years as a crutch for women that don't have a quote unquote father figure in the house. Because the men that they choose are not the good men that they need. So they have children by these men, and these men don't take care of their children. And what happens next? They get on child support and they get on Section 8 because they refuse to take their ass to work. That's a problem. Yes, as an able-bodied person, you can get Section 8, you can get all of that stuff. But as they said, there needs to be a time limit. There needs to be a time limit. You get 2 years. That means that gives you 2 years to get yourself in order, to get yourself together, to start making money. If you don't do it in that time and Section 8 gets cut off, then oh well, that's on you. I agree with that. I don't understand why people are so offended by what Trump is saying about Section 8. Because let's be honest here. If you are an American that goes to work every day, works your ass off, and you get taxes taken out of your check every fucking time you get paid, that's money coming out of your pocket going into the pockets of them, and they refuse to get off of their ass. So I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for them getting a time limit placed on them because they refuse to get a job. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad about that. And honestly, to me, they should have done that in the first place instead of allowing these people to live a lifestyle on Section 8 and selling food stamps. That's what they should have done. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, and Sparrow.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.